The idea that you should do what you're passionate about is so common in modern business literature that it has become almost annoying. Yet most of us still recognize it is true. Sure, working with passion is a first world luxury. A subsistence farmer in a developing nation tills his land to survive, whether he's passionate about it or not. But that doesn't dilute its truthfulness for us. Your life's profession should be derived from your deepest passions. This is why the first step in becoming an entrepreneur is to define passion and then locate yours. The modern West has romanticized the word passion. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines it as a strong feeling of enthusiasm for something or about doing something. We typically use it to describe only things that we experience positively. We think of passions as those things that excite you or put a twinkle in your eyes or a bounce in your step. We may have a strong emotion about child abuse, but we wouldn't say that we're passionate about it. Yet even while we've romanticized this word, we've also diluted it. We claim to be passionate about dark chocolate and ultimate frisbee, while at the same time declaring ourselves passionate about parenting our children. I, too, had an incomplete understanding of the word passion until I decided to research its meaning and history. What I discovered surprised me. The English word passion derives from the Latin passio, which means suffering. Even one of the dominant Greek precursors for passion is linked with suffering. The word was first popularized in English in the 12th century to describe Christ's suffering and death on the cross. This is why Mel Gibson's 2004 epic film about Jesus' execution was titled The Passion of the Christ. Even the passion flower was so named because its corona resembles the crown of thorns. This doesn't mean that our passion should make us miserable or lead to our early demise, but it does challenge that candy-coated definitions many of us have come to accept. Our passions involve the things we love, but they are also much more than that. Passions are those things that we love so much we are willing to suffer for them. It's an experience to be coupled with words like pain, preparation, readiness, submission, and loyalty. It's important to remember that passion is not suffering for suffering's sake. It's suffering for the sake of something we love. Why does this matter? Because if passion is what just makes you happy, you'll quit doing it when it becomes too tough or too risky, when you're abandoned or mocked. If you don't care about something enough to endure pain, it is probably not worth pursuing. So what do you love so much that you're willing to do it even if it hurts you, even if it kills you? This is the foundation of your life's work. This is the heartbeat of your calling. This is the soil from which your startup grows. It's one thing to suffer for the sake of suffering, but an entirely different thing to suffer for the sake of a vision. The former makes you a victim, while the latter makes you a victor. Entrepreneurs must be willing to discover and pay a price to uncover their life's most passionate mission. Steve Jobs hated the PC, not just the computer, but the entire way of thinking it represented. He once said, "If for some reason we make some big mistake and IBM wins, my personal feeling is that we are going to enter a computer dark age for about 20 years. In an interview in 2003, Jobs used words like wretched and anguish in describing the phone industry. Steve needed problems to fight. He needed something to suffer for. This passion spurred his most brilliant innovations. Before Veronica and I moved to Bend, I could have started 1,000 different businesses, but I had learned that my profession should be derived from my passion. So I started to ask myself what I love so much that I would be willing to suffer for it, and determined that I wanted to devote my life to helping people build the businesses and family they love. When I think about helping people realize their dreams, my chest burns, my thoughts storm, my feet tap unconsciously. Pondering my passion often means losing sleep as I chase my thinking into the night. Or I drift into a daydream when obsessing over images of what could be, images so real that doing anything else seems irresponsible, if not impossible. Before I could live out my passion as an entrepreneur, however, I decided to draft a personal purpose statement. You should do the same before going any further. Don't worry if it isn't perfect. You can always tweak it later. Just get something down to help direct your thinking. Most entrepreneurs know what their purpose is, but they can't put it into exact words or into a concise sentence or two. As a result, their lives and businesses lack clarity and focus. So here's mine. I want to help people find their calling, recognize what is truly important, and love their family in ways that grow connection and trust. The drafting process shouldn't be a quick one. Spend time brainstorming. Write it out a few times. Come back to it a couple of days later, and then refine it. Make sure to use plain English. It doesn't have to sound smart. If your purpose statement is too complicated, it will feel either unattainable or unrelatable. Here's a good test. If you can't use it in a casual conversation with a friend, then it's probably too complex. Resist the temptation to skip this step or cut corners. Having a clear and motivating purpose statement is critical to this journey. If you falter at the start, you'll probably stumble before you finish. Onward. Completing day 1.